What's up, y'all? It's Galoob, a.k.a. QB1. I'm here with the Lobster. We've got Budweisers. We've got a full slate of Week 11 games. It's time to break them down.
We got our Week 11 recap. We're going to run down these games for you guys. Let us know what you think.
Thursday night, straight banger. Seattle 28, Arizona 21. This game lived up to its billing. My biggest qualm with this game was Kyler Murray not getting rid of the ball on fourth down at the end of the game. But other than that, this was a solid game.
Battle of MVP candidates. Like we said, Russ came out a little conservative because he had just turned the ball over 10 times in his last 4 games. He comes out this game, 0 turnovers. Oh, what do you know? Seahawks win by a possession.
Yeah, I think he actually came out a little too conservative. But given his recent track record, that was fine if that's what he's got to do to right the ship.
Yep.
Came out, played well, didn't do anything dumb, opened it up a little bit, getting towards the second half, beginning of the second half. They ended up winning the ball game. Kyler Murray had a chance to win this game, and he damn near did. Now, he made a dumb decision. He's young. We know.
Neither of these defenses are good. I expected this to be a lot more high-scoring than it was. It was a little lower than I expected. But Seahawks won the game.
Very enjoyable Thursday night matchup.
Yeah. Don't get a lot of good Thursday night games. I was satisfied with this one.
Now, I did say that Chris Carson would be important for Seattle. I forgot that Carlos Hyde was returning, so they were okay on the running back front. Now, obviously, Chris Carson is a little more dynamic, but Carlos Hyde is obviously a better back than rookie DJ Dallas and some guy I've never heard of.
My last thing on that game, DK's had 2 bad games in a row statistically. Look for him to bounce back next week.
I don't think you can hold that monster down very long. Cleveland moves up to 7-3, putting themselves in pretty prime position to snag a playoff spot. Philadelphia continues their downward spiral of a season, but somehow they're still in first place in the East.
3-6-1 for Philly. You're a joke. That's a joke. Carson Wentz, you're a joke. Carson Wentz had 3 turnovers in this game. He's leading the league in interceptions. They're calling for his job. People want to see what Jalen Hurts has. I don't blame him. I think it's a terrible idea, but I love seeing rookies. So
he only turned it over twice. He fumbled, but they didn't lose it.
Right.
But you can't drop the ball. What are you doing?
Right. I don't care if the team gets it back. You should never fumble the ball.
Fumbling?
I count it. That's a turnover.
Fumbling is 100% worse than an interception in my eyes.
Right.
Interceptions happen. Fumbles? Hold on to the damn ball.
Tuck it. Tuck it.
Unless it is a strip sack from the blind side that you had no idea was coming, which is rare. Most of the time, that's not the case.
So this game was in Cleveland, and Cleveland's had like 3 terrible weather games in a row. They just can't get their weather right down in Cleveland. It's a terrible time of the year to be playing there. There was 4 fumbles total in this game. That tells you how bad the weather was.
What are you talking about? That's football weather.
But Cleveland does what Cleveland does. I've been saying it for weeks. Cleveland's got a recipe. Nick Chubb, 20 carries, 114 yards. Give these 2 backs the ball. Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, feed them, feed them, feed them. Keep Baker Mayfield's attempts down because he's not a guy you want to come out and sling it 50 times with. Give those 2 backs 15, 20 carries each. Cleveland's going to win some games this year.
You're right on the recipe, and they're doing it. They're 7-3.
Yep.
They're in the driver's seat in the playoff race for the wild card.
Cleveland hasn't made the playoffs in 20-something years. I'm kind of excited to see what they can do when they do get in there. And I love Baker Mayfield's insurance commercials. That dude's hilarious.
Baker Mayfield, if you see this, come drink some beers with us. We want to spit some jokes back and forth.
That's right.
Philly, somehow still controlling their own destiny in the NFC East. Wentz needs to get his hat out of his ass. I don't know. I've got nothing else to say about Philly. Wentz has been riding our losers list. Cleveland's been doing what they need to do. There's where we are.
If Carson Wentz cannot beat Andy Dalton, Alex Smith, and Daniel Jones to win this division this year, he's a joke.
I know his team sucks. I know. I can't keep making excuses for this guy. Can't do it. Get it together, bro. New Orleans moves to a staunch 8-2. With Drew Brees out, the big story here is Taysom Hill maneuvering the team to victory over the Falcons, albeit. Falcons aren't a garbage team. They're not a great team, but New Orleans gets a win.
Yep.
Moved 8-2.
So Taysom Hill came out slinging. You would expect him to be more conservative in his first ever start, but he combined to rush and pass for 280 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did have 1 fumble, which we hate, but his yards per attempt, I'm not big on quarterback yards per attempt. Taysom Hill averaged a first down per attempt. That's like league leading. The league leader only averages 8 something an attempt. He was slinging it. But
yards per attempt is so misleading, though. But yeah, I understand what you're saying.
This one game.
Right, I get it.
You wouldn't expect that for a quarterback's first start. Sure. You would expect more checkdowns, more swings, stuff like that.
He was letting it rip.
Yeah. But my big thing from the game is not Taysom Hill. It's the Saints defense. They came out and harassed Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan threw 2 picks. He also got sacked 8 times. Yeah. That doesn't even seem real. Quarterbacks don't get sacked 8 times in a game.
We know Matt Ryan is a statue, and if you get pressure, the Falcons are done.
Gurley only carried it 8 times for 26 yards.
I actually think the problem there is they didn't give him the ball enough.
Yeah.
Gurley's been having a pretty good year, considering the circumstances.
I mean, it's tough when you give a running back the ball and he gets 2 or 3 yards a carry. When you got Julio Jones over here and Calvin Ridley over here, you're like, hey, do we want to give it to Gurley for 2 or 3, or do we want to sling it to these 2 Pro Bowlers?
I get it. In Atlanta, we're going to keep doing the same thing. Hey, Matt, go throw it 50 times. Do a good job. You got to establish the running game. You can't give a guy the ball 8 times a game. That's a joke.
I don't think it's going to be happening for a lot longer. I could see the Falcons blowing this up very, very soon.
As well they should. Yep. The Redskins somehow climbing back into the division race in the East with a 3-7 record. Mm-hmm. Alex Smith gets a win for his first time in like 297 days.
No.
697 days.
No. 700. It's been over 700 days since Alex Smith won a game, and he did it yesterday.
Over 700 days since Alex Smith broke his leg and almost died. Finally gets himself a NFL dub.
Yep.
Good for Alex Smith. Big story from this game. Joey B. Done for the year.
Yeah.
Multiple torn ligaments in the knee.
Yep.
I hate to see that.
Good news for the game. Antonio Gibson came out. He had a great game, 16 for 94 and a touchdown. But like you said, this game was all about Burrow. Burrow was the headlines everywhere. He tweeted after the game, see y'all next year. He knew right away. His leg got bent like a U. It was bad, and you could tell it was bad immediately. You didn't need a report to come out. This was ACL and his MCL, plus maybe other structural damage.
Not good.
Yeah.
Not good. Very reminiscent of another former Bengals quarterback, Carson Palmer, when he got rolled up on by the infamous Kimo Van Olhoffen.
But here's the thing, though. Zach Taylor, you're the head coach of the Bengals. You're supposed to be a guru. You grew up under Sean McVay. That's who you learned offense under. Why do you have Joe Burrow out here slinging the ball, a league-leading 49 attempts per game? You got Joe Mixon?
What do you got? Let him cut it loose. You've been riding Mixon's ass for having a low yards per carry all year.
You got 2 backs there, 2 decent, above-average backs. Why is Burrow, a rookie, out here slinging it 50 times a game? This is what happens. This is why Andrew Luck said, I'm done. I don't want to play anymore. You guys don't protect me. The line is trash. Burrow shouldn't be out there slinging 50 times a game.
The difference in that is Luck never had a great running back. There's 2 guys that are very serviceable.
He never had a good line.
That either.
Same line Burrow's got right now.
The Bengals are going to be rebuilding for a few years. I guess it's time to pick some OTs and LGs and RGs in the next couple drafts.
Yeah.
Maybe chase one in the offseason. I don't know.
I think teams need to allocate more money to the lines. If you got a strong O-line, strong D-line, you're going to win a ton of games.
How are you supposed to do that when you've got these diva wide receivers demanding $20 million a year? You let them go. That's what you do.
That's a GM dilemma.
Stack the line before you stack the outsides.
Always.
Joey B. done for the year. Hate that. Redskins might make the playoffs. Who knows?
Joke.
Former XFL All-Star P.J. Walker having himself a debut. And the Detroit Lions, Matt Stafford, Matt Patricia, laying a giant goose egg. Are you not on the chopping block yet?
How do you come out and lay a goose egg against the Carolina Panthers?
Luke Kuechly's gone. Y'all know that, right?
I can name One player on the Panthers defense, Brian Burns. Like, they're not good. They're probably below average defense. Stafford, he's a really good quarterback. He's just surrounded by a shitbag team. Zero.
I hate to tell you, Matthew, I can't help you here. This is your fault. You can't score 0. That's a joke.
You come out
against
complete.
the Panthers, 0. This many. 0. Stop it.
Completing 50% of your passes for 180 yards, 5 yards per attempt. I get it. No ground game. Ground game was irrelevant. It doesn't matter. Even when the ground game's been irrelevant his whole career, Matthew Stafford's come out and threw for 300 yards. If Matthew Stafford's as good as people say he is, get him out of there, put him in a new scenario, put him in a new surrounding. Let's see what he can do. You know what I would love to see? Put Matt Stafford in New England and see what he can do there.
That team is ass, too.
Bill Belichick will have that team back in 2 years tops. If he continues coaching, he is 70, pushing 70, you know. But this game ain't about Stafford. Stafford's trash. I've said that for years. This game's about P.J. Walker. This dude's first start after being probably was going to be the MVP of the XFL.
With no C-Mac.
Right? P.J. Walker comes out slinging 260. He's not checking down. He's not throwing slants and wheel routes. This dude's coming out looking for 9 routes, taking the top off. No fear.
DJ Moore had a good game.
7 for 127. I told you. They got a good little receiving tandem down in Carolina. No C-Mac, and they still get the dub. 20-0 against Detroit. Quality win.
They're okay on the outsides. I think they're both number 2s, but Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore are both quality receivers. Is P.J. Walker auditioning for Carolina's starting quarterback position?
I know he's more exciting than Teddy Bridgewater.
Man, that sucks because I love Teddy.
If we're just going off of get your popcorn ready, I'd rather watch P.J. Walker than Teddy Bridgewater. You know what Teddy Bridgewater is.
Game manager.
The definition of game manager. He went 5-0 last year.
No, he's a guy you signed to a team with an amazing... You know who needs Teddy Bridgewater? The Bears need Teddy Bridgewater.
He'd be an upgrade over what they currently have.
Can we please put Mitch Trubisky back in? Carolina is what we thought they were. They're 4-7. Nobody expected anything out of them. Did anyone expect anything out of Detroit? I had high expectations. I'm still a Stafford guy. It doesn't matter. You had an ass week. You were really bad. I get it. You're also getting old, bro. Maybe it is time to look to latch onto that team that needs a quarterback and has a great roster already. How does Detroit continually run off good players? I don't understand.
They ran off Barry Sanders and Megatron.
2 Hall of Famers.
Stafford's not good, though, so I don't know how that plays into this conversation. I get it.
My boys, the 10-0 Pittsburgh Steelers, walking into Jacksonville and walking out with their chest puffed out. This game was an ass whipping. Jake Luton, I believe that's how you say it, is Luton. I've been saying Luton. I said Luton a few times. I have no idea how to say this guy's name. It doesn't matter. He's not a pro quarterback, at least not yet. I know he's a rookie. He looked lost the entire game. Granted, T.J. Watt and Bud Dupree ate his lunch all day. Ben did what Ben does. The running game got back on track. I know it's against the Jaguars. The Jaguars are bad.
Jake Luton came out, 4 interceptions and a fumble. That's a joke. This dude does not deserve to be on an NFL field yet. But you're playing against Steelers. Their defense is amazing. You're going to get blitzed. They're going to get pressure on you. That's just a terrible recipe for a quarterback that's at the progression level that Luton is at. Deontay Johnson comes out, 12 catches, 111 yards. Claypool already has 10 touchdowns on the season as a rookie.
10 in 10 games.
Most importantly, Connor James, 7 yards per attempt.
My biggest issue with that, yes, it looks good on paper. Connor had to make his own running room. This offensive line is still not run blocking, and I don't understand it. There's no running lanes. They're having to create space by making people miss in the backfield. I don't know what's going on. Why they're sitting on Minshew. He's got a right thumb injury. I know. Why rush him back? You're not doing anything this year. You're playing football.
It is a dumpster down there in Duval.
you might as well keep that draft pick as high as you can get it.
Yep.
The Steelers go into Thursday night 10-0. I'm excited. My people are excited. If you're jumping on the bandwagon now, you get out. I don't respect you. You're not a real person. You don't like the Steelers. You get out of here. The Tennessee Titans, in a rematch of last year's divisional playoff game, taking down Baltimore again on the shoulders of Derrick Henry. Mm-hmm. Tennessee moves to 7-3. Baltimore drops to 6-4 and out of a wild card spot.
Yeah, Titans come out and do what the Titans do. King Henry, 28 carries, 133 yards, and a touchdown. Also the game winner.
Big one.
Derrick Henry's agility is off the charts. His jump cuts, he spins, he just makes people miss. His speed, he hit 20-something miles per hour on the radar gun this year. And this dude is his it's amazing. Corey Davis, 5 catches, 113 yards. Good little receiver tandem down there in Tennessee. Ryan Tannehill, 3 turnovers. That's why this game was as close as it was. Then on the flip side, on the Ravens side, Mark Andrews, 5 catches, 96 yards and a touchdown. Lamar Jackson, another sub-200-yard passing day. He's complaining, saying defenses know what plays we're about to run. They're calling out his plays at the line.
They're finally figuring out that you cannot win running the Wildcat offense. You have to be able to read a defense and throw the ball. And you have to be able to throw guys open. He does not have that ability. Can he get it? I don't know. You have to practice. He's got the arm. He's got all of the things that you need to be able to get away from people that are pressuring you. I don't know. Get in the film room, figure it out, know where guys are going to be. You got to do something. You can't throw and complete 50 to 55 to 60% of your passes and throw for under 200 yards and win ball games that are important. You can't do it.
Before the season started, I said Baltimore had the best roster on paper in the league, which was pretty much the sentiment for all GMs. They're not currently in the playoffs. That's a joke.
Doors that way.
Yeah.
Figure it out or get out. You got to do better. Listen, I hate the Ravens. I despise them. You should be playing better than you are. New England at Houston in the we could have been good, but we're not, and we don't really know who we are game of the week. Cam Newton and Deshaun Watson both have good games throwing the ball. Mm-hmm. They're both irrelevant. Not the quarterbacks. Both of these teams are irrelevant. But Houston comes away with a win. Cam Newton pulls a traditional choke job at the end on a game-winning drive.
More concerning for me is these two teams, the Pats and the Texans, are combined 7-13, and I thought Houston would make the playoffs this year, and I thought Patriots would be more like the 9-7 range. They're both trash right now. Cam has his best passing day of the year by far.
Finally, we've been saying it. Can Cam Newton still throw the ball? Because it doesn't look like he can. I guess he can. There was a beautiful throw he made to Demir Bird.
Yep.
Right on the money.
South Carolina boy.
Do more of that. What are you doing?
Demir Bird, 7 touches, 143 yards and a touchdown. Big game for him. But Deshaun did what Deshaun does. 344 yards, 2 touchdowns. They win the game. They're the better quarterback. They should win the game.
I'm glad that Cam found out how to throw again. Now, it was against a not very good Texans secondary. Still had J.J. Watt breathing in his face. Still had a chance to win the game. He just didn't do it.
Little controversy come out of New England. New England left their corner, Jackson, who is leading the league with 6 interceptions, off of the Pro Bowl voting roster because he's going to be a restricted free agent next year. And they're saying, did they leave him off on purpose so that he doesn't make a Pro Bowl, so that they don't have to pay him like a Pro Bowl caliber corner?
That's a joke.
Yep. So after all of the backlash and the fans' hoopla,
they put him on.
Bill Belichick, are you an asshole?
Robert Kraft, you're both assholes, and we know it.
6 interceptions through 11 weeks, and you get left off of the Pro Bowl ballot?
We don't know if he's good.
That's a joke.
This game meant nothing, but I always enjoy watching Cam Newton and Deshaun Watson play football.
We've got a timeout on the field, TV timeout. King of Beers has made an appearance.
Woo! Miami at Denver. Drew Lock did not look good. but Drew Lock got a win. Tua gets pulled from the game. Ryan Fitzpatrick almost gets the Dolphins another dub. Where are we on the Tua, Fitzpatrick? What's going on? I don't know. Who am I?
So this is the first instance I've ever seen of the Miami Dolphins head coach Brian Flores doing something that I didn't agree with. Why are you pulling your franchise quarterback due to performance in his first 5 starts, I'm guessing? Like, Tua comes out, 83 yards, 4 yards per attempt, but you're going to pull him?
I don't have a problem with the pulling. My issue is with the, if he's ready, and if he's not, he's not.
He's ready.
You decided he's ready.
He was 3-0.
He wasn't playing great, but you decided he's ready.
Right.
Now you're backtracking. This is all bad news for a player's confidence.
Right.
Now you got Fitzpatrick coming back in. Am I going to play? Am I not going to play? I was really sad when you benched me. All bad shit. All bad locker room shit.
Fitzmagic threw an interception to end the game. That's a joke.
He got him down the field. Yes,
He threw an interception to end the game.
I saw what happened, but he got him back to that point.
Fitzmagic is 37 years old. He is what he is. We know what he is. He's a backup.
Is he better than Tua right now? Does he give this roster a better chance to win a playoff game right now?
Yes.
Then
But
why
you're not
did you
going to win the
pull him?
Super Bowl with him. So what's the point of playing him? You spent a 5th overall pick to get Tua.
Because that's considered wasting your roster. All right, now we're on a learning curve. We're rebuilding at this point. It's going to be 2 years before Tua is ready to go.
This roster is good right now.
Then you play Fitzpatrick.
That's a joke. Fitzpatrick would not, if he sneaked into the playoff, he would lose first round. So why not let Tua get playoff experience and lose in the first round?
I disagree.
Okay.
I would have never pulled Fitzpatrick.
Let's start the 37-year-old backup.
Would have played him all year.
I'm a fan of starting Tua right out the gate.
I'm a fan of letting rookies learn.
But Dolphins lost this game, so there's no point to keep talking about them. Tim Patrick comes out, 5 catches for 120 yards.
I keep saying the name Tim Patrick, and he keeps popping up on the radar.
Here's most important for this game for Denver. I think Denver needs to steal Cleveland's recipe. Melvin Gordon, Phillip Lindsay combined 31 carries, 170 yards, 2 touchdowns.
I'm 100% with you on that, although Melvin Gordon almost cost the Broncos the game by fumbling at the goal line.
If you got 2 young, hungry backs like that, 2 Pro Bowlers, take the pressure off of Drew Lock. Don't let them sling it 40, 50 times a game. Give these dudes 30, 40 carries a game. Let that be a recipe. It's working for Cleveland. I think it could work for Denver.
I think they should do the same exact thing.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Now, I still like Drew Lock. I think Drew Lock can make throws. I think Drew Lock needs to stop doing stupid things.
I'm on the fence with Drew Lock. I'm starting to get this kind of Johnny Manziel feel from him.
That seems extreme.
I don't know.
I don't see the confidence exuding off this guy while he's on the field.
I don't see Drew Lock being the... I could be totally wrong. I could be way off. This is just the gut feeling I get. I don't see Drew Lock being the first guy in to the facility and the last guy out.
If Jeezy doesn't get you hyped, I don't know what does.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know the guy.
Some guys are just leaders, and some guys just aren't. I don't know if Drew Lock's a leader.
It's one of the biggest issues with quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Is this your team?
Yep.
Time will still tell on Drew Lock. I don't know. We will find out, though, sooner than later. Jets go to Los Angeles. I was going to say San Diego because that'd be a lot cooler. I think San Diego's cooler than Los Angeles. Just me. Sounds awesome. Anyway, they're in L.A. Herbert goes off again. They get a win this time. I get it. It's the Jets.
He's both of our offensive rookie of the years.
Absolutely.
Herbert comes out slinging, 370 yards, 3 touchdowns, no turnovers. Keenan Allen, who we both think is so underrated, 16 catches, 145 yards on the touchdown. He did have a fumble, which we hate to see for receivers or anybody that carries the ball. But Chargers are the superior team. Jets are trash. You get what you get from Flacco at this point. He completed 50% of his passes. He had an interception. Somehow he kept them in the game. This was a one-possession game. You would think the Chargers would win this one by more, but
they continue to make close games that shouldn't be close, and they lose a lot of them. I don't know how.
For like the last 2 or 3 years, the Los Angeles Chargers have lost so many one-possession games. I think there's some kind of curse with them right now. I don't know.
Because that was when Phillip Rivers was there.
Yeah.
They just lose so many games that are decided by 3 points or less.
I don't want to blame it on the Chargers head coach because I think he's a good head coach, but I do have a feeling that a lot of these games are going to start swinging their way when you got this dude slinging it behind center.
Irby looks good.
Except for his haircut. He went from
should have kept the mane.
He went from like an Abercrombie model to like an 8th grader on Proactive before commercial.
He definitely looks like he's 15.
Yeah. A little disappointed that I got to see this dude for the next 15 years. Twice a year.
Makes me very interested to see what Jacob Eason does when Phillip's gone.
Yep.
They're very similar. Speaking of guys named Phillip Rivers with 9 kids, Indianapolis stealing a win from the Packers. Aaron Rodgers had a good game and saw it pissed away by a lot of putting the ball on the turf.
So the Packers fumbled the ball 4 times.
Stop fumbling the football.
Phillip Rivers comes out slinging, 290 yards, 3 touchdowns. He does have the one Phillip Rivers pick that you can pretty much write in every week he's going to have.
One of the biggest things with Rivers this game, he was in and out with an injury of some sort. I don't know if it was a leg or what. There was one play where it was a 10 to 12 yard dig.
Right.
So the guy straight up the sideline along the hash mark and comes in. It's supposed to be an on the money throw. Now, the ball was where it was supposed to be.
Right.
This thing had no ass on it, and it looked like he was trying to bring it. His arm is quickly deteriorating.
It started 2 years ago. I've watched it. A lot of people don't watch a lot of San Diego or LA Charger games. I do. I play them twice a year. His arm started to fade 2 years ago.
That ball was supposed to be hot, and it was not.
Rookie running back Jonathan Taylor, 22 carries, 90 yards. That's 4 a pop. Good day for him. Story of the game, Packers, 4 turnovers. They give the Colts 4 extra possessions. You turn the ball over 4 times, you're going to catch the L. 4. Devontae Adams, good game, 7 catches, 110 and a touchdown. Rodgers does what he does, 310, 3 touchdowns. Packers should have easily won this game. Easily.
Sometimes you just give dubs away.
You can't fumble 4 times. That's a joke.
It wasn't even raining.
No.
What are you doing?
No.
Green Bay and Indy both sitting at 7-3. Obviously, both in prime playoff positions.
Yep.
We'll see what happens there.
Yep.
Andy Dalton and his gang of dudes that don't care whether he gets hit in the head or not, going up to Minneapolis, squeaking on a dub. Kirk Cousins doing Kirk Cousins things. They're now way out of the playoff picture, and he's playing well.
Yeah, this game was wild. Kirk actually had a clean game for once. He had 315 and 3 touchdowns, no turnovers. It's on the big screen right there.
Adam Thielen with a disgusting one-handed catch.
Dalvin Cook does what he does, 27 for 115 and a touchdown. Both Minnesota receivers, Adam Thielen, 8 for 130 and 2 touchdowns. Their rookie, Justin Jefferson, 3 for 90 and a touchdown. But let's talk about who won the game. Big Red Rocket, Andy Dalton, 3 touchdowns, 1 turnover. What'd they do this game? They fed Zeke. Finally. 21 carries for 103 yards.
Let this dude eat soup.
If you watch this game, rookie wide receiver for Dallas, CeeDee Lamb, had one of the best catches you'll see this year.
Absolutely disgusting.
Yeah. It's probably going to be up 1, 2, 3 on the SportsCenter top 10 if they still even do that. I haven't seen it in a while.
There was 2 dirty catches in this game. If you saw the Thielen catch one-handed running on a corner, and then CD falling down backwards, ridiculous.
Yep.
I don't know how he caught it. It was amazing.
Bad news after the game. Vikings put Adam Thielen on the Corona list, so we'll monitor that going forward.
Well, here's the deal. The Vikings are done after this loss, so while I feel bad for Thielen, at least you're not getting hit for this week.
Yep.
Dallas still in the running for the NFC East. Big game coming up on Thanksgiving with the Redskins. Could very well put them in the driver's seat for the East.
These are the type of games that the Vikings lose that you just cannot lose. Vikings are a better team, better roster, better quarterback. You just can't lose that game if you're Minnesota.
Kansas City going out to the fabled Las Vegas Raiders' brand new stadium. Nobody allowed inside. Mark Davis said, if only some people can come and not everyone, then nobody will come. I love that. Didn't love the Raiders giving Patrick Mahomes the ball with a minute and some change to go.
So, I cannot describe to you how furious I was last night watching this game, right? I love Derek Carr. I love this dude.
I'm aware. You sent me several text messages.
I love Derek Carr with all my damn heart. This dude comes out and balls out. 3 touchdowns, directing traffic, calling an audible every play. We're good. He's putting everybody in the perfect position. He's slinging it to Nelson Aguilar, slinging it to Darren Waller. These two guys combined, 13 catches, 180 yards, 2 touchdowns. Derek Carr takes them all the way down the field. Game-winning touchdown. There's a minute and 43 seconds left on the clock. There's a dude on the other side of the field who's the best player in the NFL. His name's Patrick Mahomes. You can't give this dude a minute and 43 seconds. He did what exactly you think he's going to do. Takes him all the way down the field.
They only had one timeout, right?
Doesn't matter.
Didn't matter.
Patrick Mahomes comes out, 350 yards, 2 touchdowns. Here's your problem when you're playing Kansas City, right? You got to double Tyreek Hill. You got to double Travis Kelce. That's 4 guys. That leaves 7 guys left. You got 2 good-ass running backs, the rookie and Le'Veon Bell. You got a double here. You got a double here. That's 4 guys. They run 3 receivers at a time, so you got another guy there. That's 5 guys. You can only put 6 between the line and the linebackers. If the Chiefs execute how they should execute, I don't know what you're supposed to do. So not only does that, everything I just said come into play, 10 players on our defense were not able to practice this entire week due to Corona. What are you supposed to do? You lose the game on the last possession when your entire defense doesn't even get to practice?
We always talk about clock management. We do it when we play Madden. We manage the clock properly. Was there a way for them to leave less time on the clock than they did?
I'm not even going to go there.
There was or there wasn't. I don't know.
Derek Carr did everything you could ever ask for them. In 2 games this year, Derek Carr has outscored Patrick Mahomes. If you combine the 2 games, Derek Carr has outscored Patrick Mahomes. Defense has to do their freaking job.
I'm just saying, there is 4 dudes in the league that you do not give the ball back to with a chance to win the game with less than 2 minutes left. You just don't do it. At any cost, whatever you've got to do. You know who they are.
There's 11 dudes on the other side of the ball to get a paycheck.
But the entire drive, they run this stupid-ass prevent defense. Stop doing that. Run your regular defense. What's been stopping these guys all game? You've been running stunts. You've been running blitzes. You know what? We're going to throw 3 up top and make sure we don't get beat deep. Run a defense. Stop doing that. Every defensive coordinator does it, and I hate it. Stay in your base. Run what's been working all game. Now all of a sudden, you're just not going to give up a deep shot? Stop it. You get no pressure. Did you see what happened on the last play? I know you saw it because the entire line stood and left. Let Mahomes roll right by himself. He could have thrown it to anyone. He knows the defense. He reads the defense. He makes QB plays. He's not just an athlete with a gun. He is a quarterback.
I just feel bad for Derek. If you saw the meme, you saw Derek sitting on the sideline. He's just like, what more do you fucking want? What do you want? I played absolutely perfect.
You should have beat the Chiefs twice in the same season. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you can't be mad about splitting with them. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much all you can ask for. You're upset because this should have been a win.
Should have been. Derek had a game-winning drive.
And then you left enough time for Patty to have one.
Here's the problem. We're 1-1 against the Chiefs this year. Guess who's the 2 seed? Guess who's the 7 seed?
If you could just go ahead and beat them so we can go to Pittsburgh for a playoff game, that'd be great.
Oh, God.
We're hoping for that to happen. That is the entire Week 11 slate. Week 11 was primetime gold, and a bunch of good stuff happened in between.
Yeah. Buckle your seatbelts. There's only 6 games left. It'll be the playoffs before you know it. Then February comes around, it's the Super Bowl. Then there's the lull.
Playoff picture is forming.
Mm-hmm. AFC's hot. A really, really, really good team in the AFC is going to get left out.
We've only got so much time to see what happens with the time that's left. Week 12 coming up soon. We'll get back to y'all also soon.
Appreciate you guys. Like always, let us get that like, share, follow.
Yeah, I'ma drink till I throw up, and you know, my mind is stuck, I'm puffing, you know, I just don't give a fuck, here we go, yeah.